A woman with plenty of charm.
Big smiles.
Easily attracts friends. They can't see her cold heart.
They are a one-person wrecking crew.
Two femme fatales don't pick on someone their own size.
He couldn't raise his arms high enough to protect his head.
It's great to have a girl in the house again.
The price of accepting a helping hand is life.
If you're pushed, there is no surviving this fall.
And a young woman's good looks are matched by her temper.
She bit him so violently, it was like somebody taking a chunk out of an apple.
These deadly women aren't made of sugar and spice. They are vicious vixens. In 1990, Salem, Oregon.
To kill. No, it's two.
29-year-old Tracy Lee Poirier is celebrating.
Make him cheeky, you know what I mean?
Real cheeky.
Tonight, she toasts freedom.
Tracy had just been released from a women's correctional facility in Salem.
Oh, damn, that's good. Yeah, keep him coming.
She had been there incarcerated for 2 years prior for burglary of a car.
Hey, I'm used to that.
But old habits die hard.
As soon as she got out of the facility, she immediately stole another car
You get a cute haircut.
and happened to run into a friend that she knew from the past, Tamara Upton.
Tracy's old acquaintance, 27-year-old Tamara, seems happy to see her. Tracy has a strong need to be in control because for a long time, she never was.
You're weak! That's what you are! You're just weak!
Growing up in the 1960s in Cicero, Illinois, 5-year-old Tracy is scared most of the time.
She didn't grow up with a very good role model in the home.
Her mother was an alcoholic. Her mother's boyfriend abused Tracy as well as her mother.
Tracy's first memory of men is one of abuse. As a child, she's powerless.
Her path was determined, and it wasn't going to be good.
As she grows, Tracy finds a way to gain control by taking what she wants when she wants it.
Tracy was in and out of the juvenile justice system, and she did have a history for stealing cars and petty crimes.
Tamara, by contrast, is more reactionary. She too has an abusive upbringing, but develops her own way to deal with fear, violence.
Tamara had a habit of abusing people physically that caused her to feel angry or jealous. And almost anything caused her to feel angry or jealous.
But tonight, there's no jealousy. This duo just wants to have fun. And Tracy has the perfect plan. A road trip.
Tracy told Tamara that she had just stolen a car. So as soon after that, they started their 130-mile trek to Roseburg.
The small town of Roseburg, Oregon, is host to another traveler that day.
Don't worry, you look fine. Just keep looking at the camera, just keep your back.
Portrait photographer, 34-year-old Donald Fish.
He had just worked in a neighboring town and was to spend about 2 weeks here in Roseburg selling those portraits.
Although small in stature, Donald is big in character.
Okay, smile. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Okay, maybe flip the hair to the side. That's beautiful.
His family and his friends found him very, very inspirational. He did not let his size get in the way of his relationships with other folks.
Maybe blow kids.
On July 3rd, 1990, all three travelers cross paths in a local bar. She enjoys playing men, too, for drinks and money.
Sex was a way to pass the time for these two women, whether it was with each other or entertaining two men or ripping someone off. Sex was a part of it.
While sizing up various prey around the bar, one customer gets their attention.
Donald was basically playing the pool shark. He was schmoozing and winning at pool games and cleaning up money-wise. The girls noticed this and noticed his size, of course, and decided that he would make a good target for robbery.
Donald feels he's on a winning streak.
You around?
Sure.
On and off the table.
Cheers.
But with Tracy and Tamara, he's in double trouble.
Oh, that's good.
If you're in a bar and two women seem exceedingly interested in you, it might not be your charm. It might be your wallet. Beware.
On July 3rd, 1990, in a bar in Roseburg, Oregon, pool shark Donald Fish is stinging patrons on the table. He's cleaning up. Now it's his turn to be stung.
Did you hear that, Tamara? He takes pictures. That's lovely.
The women were flirting with Donald in the bar. They were drinking drinks, playing pool.
29-year-old Tracy Lee Poirier and 27-year-old Tamara Upton plan to take Donald for all he's got, if they can lure him from the bar.
Because he was a small man, he was easy to target.
Sounds good to me.
Eventually, the girls invited Donald out to continue with the flirting. At least that's what Donald thought.
Friends.
Really?
See you hot girls.
Once alone in Tracy's stolen car, the mood starts to change. The girls go in for the kill.
Tamara took out a kitchen knife and showed it to Donald and made the statement of,
I love blood.
Tamara shoved the knife up his nose and split his nose open, cut it open.
The attack is quick and brutal.
I'm begging you. Please let me go.
Tamara picked up rocks from the riverbed and started striking Donald on the head.
He did not have a chance at all of fighting these women off.
With his arms and legs being so short, he couldn't raise his arms high enough to protect his head.
He was easy prey. He was smaller and weaker. Hungry lions on the Serengeti do it all the time.
Let's get his cash.
Tamara and Tracy take Donald's money. But that's about as far as they have planned.
They placed Donald in the trunk of the car and then drove to a local gas station while they were trying to figure out what to do with him. We have reason to believe that he was probably dead at that time.
Eventually, they decide on the river.
He was dragged about 20 feet to where his body finally rested.
Here, they can be certain their victim is dead.
What?
Tamara actually stood on his head to make sure that he was dead. It was very brutal.
Back on the road, the cashed-up women continue their Thelma and Louise adventure until some bad driving slows them down.
Tracy and Tamara were stopped by the Oregon State Police. The state trooper saw them commit a traffic infraction.
A license plate check reveals the car is stolen, and cops find something else.
They found blood in the trunk.
At the same time, 20 miles away, Donald's body is found on the water's edge.
Someone had told the police that they had seen the ladies playing pool with Donald in the tavern, that they were drinking and flirting, and that's how they got their first lead.
The pair is arrested, prime suspects in the murder of Donald Fish. Tracy and Tamara make the police work even easier.
They made plenty of admissions to their cellmates about what had happened down on the riverbank.
By saying the things that they said, the ladies gave themselves away.
On July 22nd, 1991, Tracy Lee Poirier is condemned to life, no possibility of parole, for murder, kidnapping, and robbery. 4 months later, Tamara Upton also receives life without parole. Few can believe such a defenseless man is brutally killed for petty cash.
Tracy and Tamara didn't have to kill Donald to take his money. They could have simply taken it and left town.
Some think robbery isn't the real reason for murdering Donald Fish. It is 2 damaged lives brought together by chance.
I don't believe the crime would have happened if these 2 women had not crossed paths. The chemistry, the personalities were such that they just created this evilness together.
Tracy was always looking for trouble, and she found it.
San Diego, California, 1986. There's been a wedding, but for this young couple, no honeymoon.
We could go hiking or maybe check out the zoo.
Slow down, honey. I'll leave in 2 days.
I'm gonna miss you.
For 18-year-old Dina Wild, every moment with new husband, 20-year-old Jay, is precious.
Like, you know, all starry-eyed young couples. Oh, I'm gonna go off and live with him and it's going to live happily ever after.
But Jay is in the Navy, and their time together will soon end.
He was transitioning out of San Diego to go out at sea.
Dina moved from Kentucky to San Diego to be with her husband, but soon finds herself alone in a new city without family or friends.
I think Dina felt abandoned by him. I think she felt like she was cut adrift. and she is miserable and lonely.
Dina misses her family. But then a chance meeting with 30-year-old Jimmy Coates changes everything.
I wish I had one.
He's real friendly.
Dina was very trusting and looking for anyone who would take an interest in her.
Jimmy and his family feel sorry for the lonely teen. His mother, 50-year-old Virginia, and third husband Billy Joe McGinnis open their home to her.
He would do anything for Virginia. And to everyday John Doe out there would just send, she's just a kind woman.
Dina is invited to stay over while her husband's away. She jumps at the chance.
Who's this little darling?
Virginia took on the mothering role, and she won her trust.
That's Cynthia, my daughter.
There is a special place in Virginia's heart for girls.
Didn't know you had a daughter.
I don't anymore. She died.
Her only daughter, Cynthia, is killed in a tragic accident 14 years earlier.
Virginia's 3-year-old daughter ran out to play, and she was in the barn and must have got her neck caught in the rope and fell.
It was a horrible accident.
I'm so sorry.
She died hanging by her neck.
It's great to have a girl in the house again.
Virginia treats Dina more like a surrogate daughter than a house guest. April 2nd, 1987. The new friends decide to go on a road trip to an iconic California landmark. The famous tourist attraction, Big Sur.
It's one of the most beautiful places in the world. It looks like prehistoric America. These jagged cliffs that go plummeting virtually straight down to rocks where the ocean roars in.
But that day will change all of their lives.
The area they pulled off, it's a turnout. You have a drop straight down for 800, 900 feet.
It's the perfect backdrop for scenic photos.
Virginia pulls out a camera and starts taking photographs of Dina with BJ at the edge of the cliff.
Come on, big smiles.
The only thing matching Big Sur's beauty is its danger.
That gravel down there is very slippery. It's like walking on marbles. If you get too close to the edge, it goes right out from underneath you and you're gone. When they turned to walk back to the car, she was no longer standing there.
There is no surviving this fall. It's hundreds of feet through brambles and nasty, sharp rocks and trees that wouldn't stop your fall. Dina ends up mangled and dead at the foot of the cliff.
Virginia's surrogate daughter is lost.
Help! Help! Take me alive!
They immediately report it. And she's crying, and they're upset.
Everybody believes it is a tragic accident. Another victim of the treacherous cliffs. Until investigators take a closer look at Virginia.
And that's when it got more dark, more Baroque, almost like a Southern Gothic mystery.
San Diego, 1987. 19-year-old Dina Wild is a Navy wife, alone in a strange city with no friends. Then, 50-year-old Virginia Reardon comes along.
It's great to have a girl in the house again.
Dina was taken under Virginia's wing, and she was living under her roof.
Come on, one more.
Virginia and her husband, Billy Joe, take Dina to see the majestic Big Sur. It ends in tragedy.
Dina went down over the edge.
The slippery cliff tops can easily explain the accident, except for what Virginia does next.
Dina's policies are ready. We'll just get you to sign.
Within a week, Virginia had gone down to claim the $35,000 insurance policy that she had taken out on the deceased.
Thank you. Great, thank you.
Virginia's greed is one of the things that sent up red flags that this wasn't an accident, that it was a murder, but she just couldn't stop herself.
Only weeks before the fall, Virginia insures Dina's life. It is too much of a coincidence for Dina's grieving mother.
Thank God for mother's love. She hires an attorney who starts doing his own digging.
Every stone he looks under, it just gets worse. It gets worse and worse and worse, and the portrait that emerges is of a woman who is an utterly ruthless psychopath.
Virginia turns out to be a serial insurance claimant.
She was making her living off of insurance claims. She found the golden goose that laid the eggs. She knew how to manipulate the system.
Rebuild it? Are they kidding?
Arson is a good provider for Virginia and Billy Joe.
What can you do?
A lot.
Among other things, they burn down the family home.
Can't rebuild that.
She was always thinking ahead, always planning something new to make more money.
Police investigate the death of her daughter, Cynthia, in 1972. She, too, is insured, and the case haunts the investigating officer for 20 years.
He says, I've never closed the case in my mind. I closed it officially, but it's always been open. Something was really wrong.
Virginia received a life insurance payout. Who insures a 3-year-old? In this case, a killer.
Virginia is now a prime suspect in Dina's death. Police piece together what really happens on that fateful day at Big Sur. Virginia slips Dina a Mickey.
They found a drug called amitriptyline in her system. Makes you a little woozy and dizzy.
Being lightheaded on the cliff face is dangerous enough. But Dina isn't expecting to walk across jagged rocks. She's wearing high heels.
Must be those shoes she got on.
Based upon the narcotics in her system, the sleeping medication,
Closer together.
did she really know and comprehend where she was at?
Come on, big smiles.
Dina is just an insurance policy, waiting to be cashed in.
No! No! Help me! Let me go!
asked BJ to throw Dina off the cliff, but it seems he had trouble doing that. And Virginia had to come in.
You know, there was tragic evidence of struggling and suffering. Her hands were all chewed up. She'd obviously been grabbing on branches and brambles and rocks on her way down.
Dina, as a person, only meant a paycheck to Virginia.
It takes 2 years for police to get enough evidence to charge the couple with murder. Billy Joe doesn't stand trial. He dies behind bars, awaiting his day in court. In 1994, Virginia Reardon is convicted of murder and sentenced to life without parole.
She was a cold-blooded, sick lady. Looking her in the eye was not a pleasant experience.
Virginia can't do any more harm. She dies in prison in June 2011. For years, the only importance Virginia gives to anything or anyone is in the form of an insurance payout.
Virginia Reardon was a very dangerous woman because really anyone around her that she saw as a payday, their days were numbered.
On a winter's night in England, a tragic incident of road rage.
The fat guy who got out of the car started attacking Lee.
It was a brutal, sustained, ferocious attack.
I didn't realize he used a knife on Lee.
A young couple attacked for no reason.
This was a blooded, disheveled, distressed woman.
A horrific tale. But is it true? In Alvechurch, Worcestershire, in the 1980s, appearance means everything to teenager Tracy Andrews.
She took great delight in being a jaw-dropping sight.
She has high hopes her good looks will bring her fame and fortune.
She dreamed of being a model. She had the picture portfolio made up, you know, beautifully done, airbrushed, nicely presented.
But it's just a teen dream. By the age of 22, Tracy's living a mundane life with her boyfriend and baby. Hardly the attention she craves.
The image she presented would be of quite a demure young woman. In fact, she was completely the opposite.
I think Tracy has narcissistic personality disorder. In short, that means it's all about me. She's insecure to her very bones.
Tracy is jealous of anything and anyone. Her boyfriend learns this the hard way.
You see my wallet?
Going to see a tart?
Don't be crazy. Meeting the boys.
Tracy pulled out a kitchen knife and brandished it at him. Tracy was extremely volatile and could be extremely aggressive.
Go then!
I bloody will!
People with narcissistic personality disorder not only have to be the center of attention, they create drama in their lives. They are a one-person wrecking crew.
Tracy's temper leads to a string of failed relationships, but she has no trouble attracting new men.
She was always, of course, very well made up.
She presented as quite an attractive figure who might turn a head or two.
When 23-year-old Lee Harvey meets Tracy, it's love at first sight.
Lee had, like Tracy, wanted to be a model. And they were both very conscious of their good looks. They had this overwhelming attraction for each other.
Tracy's ex-boyfriend tries to warn Lee that looks can be deceiving.
You saying Tracy?
Yeah.
What'd you ask? A word of warning, mate. Never turn your back on her during an argument.
But Lee is too smitten to care.
What'd you say?
Once she found someone she liked, it became very intense very quickly.
As long as Tracy is the center of Lee's world, she's happy. The question is, how much attention does she need?
She cannot tolerate sharing attention with anyone.
With Lee, Tracy may have met her match.
Tracy Andrews had a ferocious temper. I think it would be wrong to suggest that Lee Harvey didn't also have his moments. Verbally, he probably gave as good as he got.
Standing up to Tracy's rage is a game that Lee is willing to play.
Certainly Tracy intimidated him. But there was another side to their relationship. Tracy was very active sexually.
Women like Tracy are known to be really good in bed. They have to be. No man would put up with their stuff if they weren't.
Being in love with Tracy is like riding a roller coaster.
Can I make it up to you?
Lee must decide if it is worth the risks.
Crazy women are a lot of fun until they're suddenly not.
In 1996, Alvechurch, England, the relationship between 27-year-old Tracy Andrews and 25-year-old Lee Harvey is passionate but volatile.
They had the capacity to bring out the best in each other and the worst in each other.
But it's Tracy's intense insecurity that overwhelms the union.
She would use any means in her power to keep her man, and was hugely insecure that it was all going to end.
Tracy resorts to the worst kind of emotional deceit.
It's all my fault.
No, it isn't.
She tells Lee she's had a miscarriage.
It's okay, darling. We can try again.
But leaves out one crucial detail.
The loss of the child was a deliberate act of abortion as opposed to a mishap.
Tracy won't even share Lee with his own flesh and blood. Her possessive nature is getting worse.
Intense, demanding, smothering, all-consuming.
Lee can't even talk to a woman without Tracy exploding.
Tracy Andrews is a one-woman hurricane, level 5.
Buy me a bloody drink for this.
She bit him so violently on the neck that it was like somebody taking a chunk out of an apple.
Without exception, she was the physical aggressor.
Regardless of how violent the attack, Lee refuses to strike back or leave.
Maybe he kept thinking he could fix her. Maybe he thought if he was just a better boyfriend, she would calm down.
December 1st, 1996. Driving home from a night out, an argument like no other.
It had not been an easy day for either of them. Trouble was brewing.
I'm saying you can't, okay? Get it. Feel about it. You can't play here anymore. Drive yourself home.
Lee makes a mistake. He turns his back.
Something happened that caused a sudden eruption of violence.
She began stabbing him. She stabbed him repeatedly.
A person like Tracy can't stop and won't stop until she's ready. She goes into what's known as a red zone.
She severed the carotid artery and the jugular vein. Those injuries would have bled from the neck like a fountain.
From that moment, he was a dead man.
Lee Harvey dies on the roadside of 42 stab wounds.
It was a shocking event. Utterly shocking.
Immediately after, Tracy is quick to her feet.
Help me! Help! We need an ambulance! Help me!
She blames a case of road rage and mystery attackers.
The fat guy who got out of the car started attacking Lee. I didn't realize he
Everybody
used a
who
knife
dealt
on
with
Lee.
her believed she was telling the truth. She was the victim as much as him.
The story places Tracy as a victim, but as police investigate, Tracy's claim of a road rage attack begins to unravel.
She was covered in blood. It was everywhere.
According to Tracy, the blood comes from cradling Lee's body after the attack. Forensic tests suggest something else.
The blood spatter on her jumper had to have come when she was in close range of Lee Harvey, when the blood was coming out of his neck. the only candidate for sustaining blood of that kind is the stabber. It destroyed her account that the attack had really finished by the time she got out of the car, and that's where it damaged her.
On July 29th, 1997, Tracy Andrews is convicted of the murder of Lee Harvey. After serving 14 years, she is released on parole in 2011.
I don't think 14 years in prison is enough for taking the life of a young person. Not at all. I also don't think it's long enough for her to change.
For years, Tracy battles her temper and loses. Until, tragically, her emotions take the one partner who loved her, temper and all.
This was Tracy giving away, as she had so many times before, to her fury, but this time with fatal results.
Tracy found the perfect man for her. Lee apparently loved her and wanted to be with her and was willing to put up with her physical attacks. And now he's dead.
These deadly women were cruel killers. Tracy Lee Poirier and Tamara Upton preyed on the defenseless. Virginia Reardon's maternal mask hid her greedy intent. And Tracy Andrews savaged the man who loved her. All these women devastated lives with brutality no one could endure. They were vicious vixens.